I still kept it 100. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. They ain't cuffing my cloth, they tugging. Putting up numbers, 99 pounds, and I still kept it 100. Yeah, who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't play, 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 who don't. Long time coming, not gonna bite, I'm a mafia from running. Cataracts under my eyes from hustling, going from buying to selling to customers. Run up the business, God is my witness. Sun up to sun up from Monday to Sunday, we maxing our limits. My mind running like Tom Cruise on an action movie. Moving a mission, they say that I'm tripping. I've been told I need a vacation, I'm finessing a visit. First class, my feet up high in the air on business, yeah.
On business, yeah. What's up, y'all? I'm about to woo for my razor. I know what to do. I'm so excited to get the show started. That's right. Welcome to TSR Live, everybody. I'm one of your hosts, Tone Capone. This is where we celebrate culture. Of course, we're going to debate the norms, and we're going to share our opinions and some of yours on trending topics.
What's up, roomies? It's Keke, your other co-host, and you know this show is all about you. So we want you to join the conversation. Come on the show, be with us in this, and we want you to debate these topics with us too. So yeah, put it in a group chat. Get real interactive in them comments, please.
Yeah. What's up, roomies? I'm your other co-host, Zach Book, and listen. On this show, you can hear from anybody, from reality stars, your favorite artists, content creators, influencers. You never know who's going to pull up. And of course, roomies, you can join the conversation. Let's get it.
All right, now you know what it is. Roomies, you ready? Let's jump into it. A sad story, though. I hate to start the show off like this, but we got to. Atlanta and the hip-hop community continue to mourn the loss of young Scooter, who died on his 39th birthday last week. So sad. Now, Future is the latest to drop his condolences. He posted, "Life will never be the same without my brother. This is unreal." Now, the investigation continues to unfold, and here's what we know right now. Young Scooter, whose real name is Kenneth Edward Rashard Bailey, was killed last week when he reportedly ran from Atlanta police officers who were responding to a report of a violent attack on a woman.
So sad. Young Scooter's family issued a statement through their publicist stating, "We are completely devastated by the loss of Kenneth Young Scooter Bailey and are currently still waiting for more information to understand the circumstance."
Now, Demetria Spence, who's 31 years old, has been arrested and charged with transmitting a false public alarm, a 911 call following the death of young Scooter. Let's take a listen to some of this 911 call.
There was literally a shooting. The house, literally the neighbors next door, the house of the address that I just gave you, there is literally a whole domestic dispute going on. There's like 7 guys that live in this house. And
What's your name?
I'm sorry, what is my name?
Okay. Tell me exactly what happened.
Okay, so I'm the neighborhood watch, and basically like I said, these guys they're like selling drugs in and out of the house. All you see is guys coming in and out of the house with guns and stuff. They holding guns in the air, and then it's like, I'm not sure if they're pimping, but it's the situation that's going on right now. This girl doesn't have on any clothes. They threw her outside. He was fighting the girl. He literally fought the girl. I'm not sure what they was fighting over. If they was fighting over drugs, that's what it sounded like.
Yeah. Wow. Do you guys think that Demetria should face more serious charges?
Absolutely. If she's lying, I heard that police arrived. There was no girl on the scene. And this all resulted in somebody losing their life. So you can't call and make those type of claims if it's not true.
Yeah, I mean, it seems weird. The whole thing seems weird. Have they ever showed a picture of the gate? I want to see the fence that he allegedly cut his leg on and all of the different things that's going on, because everything seems weird around this. And, you know, you have tons of people. You have Future saying stuff, mourning him. D-Rich TV, who I check out a lot on Instagram, was saying that young Scooter, who I didn't even know, he said he was really, really big in the basketball community. He loved helping out young kids get on the right track, especially helping them out with their basketball careers, getting them out of the hood. And he was really upset about young Scooter's passing.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And it's so many questions surrounding his death about what really happened. You know what I'm saying? You've seen rumors on the internet of saying that the Atlanta police shot him and it wasn't a wound. But one thing that we need to see is some footage. It's 2025 with all these cameras out here and cops having body cams and everything. We need some footage. You know what I'm saying? Somebody lost their life, and whoever's responsible should be held accountable.
Absolutely.
All right, let's move on to Young Thug, man. Young Thug has kind of found himself back in the criminal spotlight after making tweets surrounding Young Scooter's death and an Atlanta investigator. Okay, so Young Thug tweeted, "Autopsy came back, street got shot."
Whoa. And earlier this week, Young Thug also tweeted about an investigator with the Atlanta Police Department named Marissa Veretto, calling her the biggest liar in the DA's office. The DA now filed a motion to have his probation revoked, which was crazy. Like, over a tweet, you could get your probation revoked? That's insane.
Pettiness. He's entitled to his opinion.
Right.
Yeah, Thug took to Twitter too after the DA filed that motion, saying, "I don't make threats to no people. I'm a good person. I would never condone anyone threatening anyone or definitely participating in threatening anyone. I'm all about peace and love." And then in the latest development, the judge said no. They're not going to revoke his probation. He, again, is entitled to his opinion. Come on, guys.
Right.
Whew, man, I don't know. I'm sorry. It's just the fact that we keep losing rappers is just, especially on your 39th birthday, this Young Scooter thing did bother me a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead, though. Let's move on and celebrate and talk about Young Scooter's music and his contributions to culture. Join us now is music artist and producer and from Chicago, Young Chop. What up, man? Chop. We got to get Young Chop, roomies. We working on getting them.
That's that
I
don't like.
Hey,
that's the part we don't like.
That's what I don't like.
Oh, man.
You know, that's a classic.
Absolutely.
Chop beat for sure.
Yes.
Absolutely. No, I mean, Zach, you were saying some stuff before we wait on.
There he is.
Okay,
There
cool.
he is.
Chop, what's up, big dog?
What's going on?
What
Hey,
up?
pass my head. How y'all doing?
What's good? What's good?
What's going on?
Hey, man. Hey, we hate to have you on after such a crazy thing that happened, but we all know you had an opportunity to work with Scooter. What was it like collaborating with him, fam?
I ain't really get the chance to work with him like that, but you know, we ran into each other in studios and stuff with, like, you know, other rappers and, you know, stuff in other sessions and stuff like that. So yeah. Played him a couple of beats. He picked a couple of beats, but we ain't really locked in like that though.
Okay.
That shit.
Okay.
That stuff crazy, man.
It is crazy. Now, as we celebrate his life, and you talk about how you used to run into him in the studio, what was one of your favorite memories of Young Scooter?
The way how him and Thug was just, you know, vibing, you know, in the studio and stuff like that. You know, stuff like that. It was just like a little vibe. Like they real live, like, you know, chemistry was there. You know, it was just the energy and everything.
And speaking of that, Thug, man, and speaking of Young Thug, I mean, what was it like collaborating with him? I know you work with him.
You said what, bro?
You tried me. I said, what was it like collaborating with Young Thug?
Oh, it was amazing. He real live, quick recording. Yeah, he was real live, quick recording. You know, the first beat I pull up, he rocking to it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's stuff like that. He was cool, man. Real cool.
Now, are you working on any of his new stuff? Are you working on anything new?
Nah, not that I know of. Nah.
Who are you working with right now?
Really, I don't even know. Really, bro, like Keith, like we really about to get back in and do some little some music and stuff like that. But really, I ain't really been like too fond of just working with anybody right now.
What you been doing? Why you ain't been making no beats, Young Chop?
He a gamer too. Look at that green screen.
Bro, I always make beats, bro. I always gonna make some beats. I'm working on my project, man. I'm doing my thing.
Okay.
They talk about why do you ain't make no beats?
Chop, I need to get off of that laptop, man. Come on, bro. We need a couple beats from you, big dog. I need to get off of that laptop.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
No doubt. Now, your latest single, Surgeon, has everybody, man, just going crazy right now. 3.2 million views in just 3 weeks.
Wow.
Now, talk about
that's
that
crazy.
album, man. The collaboration. That's crazy, right? Let's talk about it, dog.
Yeah, that's crazy. that fresh getting home, doing a little time, but that's kind of cool to just to hit 3 million on some stuff like that. It's cool.
Mm.
It's all
Now
right.
the song, it's called Splurging. What you be splurging on, Young Chop?
Jewelry. I be buying a lot of property. I'm about to go out on some land right now in my in the hood I grew up in. So yeah, I'm about to, I just be splurging on stuff like that.
Smart.
Okay.
All right. Well, Young
Yeah,
Chop,
for sure.
Let's play a quick game. All right. It's a the Shade Room game that we play. All right. So here's the scene. Summer's coming up and you getting ready to make a ladies' summer anthem. Okay. Now you getting ready to make a ladies' southern. And I got 4 houses of ladies. You have to figure out which house do you want to work with. All right. So we're gonna go with A, Cardi B, Mariah the Scientist, and JT. House B is Glorilla, Victoria Monet, and Doechii. House C is Sexy Red, Summer Walker, and Ice Spice. And House D is Lotto, Ella Mai, and Young Miami.
Dang. That's crazy. Wow. I can't pick 2 of them? I just got to pick one?
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Can't pick all of them?
Pick 2 and then we'll talk.
Look, I can't pick all of them?
No, man.
Wow. Hold on. Also, for real. Let's see. Dang. I'm gonna just pick one. I'm gonna go with Sexy Red, Summer Walker, and Ice Spice.
Oh,
even though I like Ella Mai, I don't know, because I feel like we can make something, real laugh turn though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we can make some real laugh turn with that. Cause Summer Walker, she's more on she get on some little young shit. I mean, young little vibes too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Sexy
her vocal will probably fit some. Yeah, that'd probably be a crazy collab though.
Yeah,
that's a crazy collab.
Roomies, let us know which house you would pick too. We want to know what house you would go to, Roomies. So put that in the chat.
Can we see the houses again real quick?
Yeah,
let's see the houses. Can we throw the houses up there real quick?
Now, Keke, who would you?
But I would go with Cardi though. But I'm just saying, dog.
Cardi and Mariah the Scientist. Are you crazy? I couldn't believe you.
Lotto hard too though.
Ice Spice. No way. It's no way. That's the weakest rapper up there.
Ooh.
Which one?
Ice Spice. And stop. I mean,
we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna say that. We're not gonna say
that. Me and Ice Spice.
Somebody like
she'll go. Look here. Look here. She might go hard. You never know, bro.
Young Chop. Now you know better.
Stop that.
No, I'm only saying that. Look, I was in jail and she was coming up on. Look here, I was in jail, bro. I'm not lying. We had a TV in there, right? They was playing her videos on this, bro.
Of course you are.
Had the whole jail turned. I'm not lying, bro. The deli, the deli, bro. I'm not lying, bro. She hard, bro. I'm telling you.
That beat.
Yeah, I tell you what, I don't know how all of y'all are skipping House D though. How are y'all skipping Lotto, Ella Mai, and Young Miami?
That's
tough.
That's crazy.
That's tough.
No, I'm saying that's a hard collab too though.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what's gonna get us turned right quick.
These are hard to pick.
It is hard to pick.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm gonna pull up to House B.
It was hard to pick. I'm just saying.
And some hookah. House B, I definitely bring in wings and hookah. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Y'all crazy.
Crazy.
All right.
Now that's funny.
Now, before we let you go, Chop, we want you to join us for this next debate, okay? Now, last week we talked about the difference between dating and courting with Pastor Anthony. Now we want to know how much should you really tell somebody on a first date? Okay. So like say you on a first date. Should you reveal that you have kids, that you got another girlfriend, a job, you've been incarcerated, or if you're dating other people, or should you only reveal what's asked of you?
I don't know. It probably depend on the vibe though. Like
On the back.
the female vibe, like in order for me to just even say something about something, I wouldn't even say nothing at all though. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I probably wouldn't even bring it up. I probably won't even bring it up. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right.
So you just
nothing
want
be brought up.
surprised. You want us to just be surprised later.
You said what?
You want your women to just be surprised later with the news.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You don't want to bring up stuff. I don't want to bring up nothing like that till I know you like me.
Exactly.
You know, I don't want to just give up too much up front.
What?
You know, because guess what? Now I done told you my business. We don't have another date. Now everybody, all your friends know my business and everything. Like I want to have some rapport with you.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy. Y'all waiting till the second day to tell somebody you got kids.
Did she ask?
No, if she.
I mean, you can look on my social media and see I got a kid.
Is that important though?
Yes.
Why?
We need to know.
I'm saying it's the first date though.
Okay, so let me ask
It's the
y'all
first
this.
date though.
What do y'all talk about on the first date then?
Your favorite color?
I don't know. Look, it depends on the mood. We don't know what we may talk about. We might be talking about some business or something. We never know.
That is insane. Okay.
Or some,
I guess.
look, a makeup business or something. We never know.
Not you want to invest. You trying to be an investor, huh? You want to
Okay,
invest.
I'm just saying.
Well, Chop, what's next for you? And let us know how we can tap in with all the new music you got coming.
Apple Music, Spotify. You can follow me on Instagram at Young Chop Beats with a Z. I got another single dropping soon.
Okay.
Probably in like a week or two. So yeah, be on the lookout for that. That's about it. I'm working on this project though.
There it is.
We ready for it because you make nothing but anthems for the city, okay?
Yeah,
for sure.
Thank you.
Songs still go up like they just came out in Chicago, so we ready for it.
Look, y'all need to play Wife after this, then. That's Spenzo.
Say less.
For sure.
Man,
Chop, for sure.
Welcome back. Way to hit the ground running when you got back out, bro.
Love,
and we
bro.
definitely cheering for you, big
Thank
dog.
you.
Cheering for you for sure.
Love.
We'll talk to you soon.
Oh man, he got great energy.
Oh man,
Yes.
always.
Yeah.
Always. and the thing about Chop is I always want to give him credit for it. And you know, you see people go from 0 to 1 million, and that's kind of what happened to his life. 0 to 1 million, and he was still the same dude, cool, laughing, joking, same guy right now, man. So he's a good dude. Good dude.
It's that Chicago in him.
Yeah.
All right, y'all, check this out. Content creator, the Queen Maker, is giving her take on marriage, and she has a very interesting take on it. Let's take a look.
A man telling me that he's been married says nothing to me because marriage was made for men anyway. Marriage teaches women to tolerate a lot of trauma and dysfunction and put up with a lot of transgressions that men have. So a man being married for 20, 30, 40 years only tells me that the woman tolerated a lot of abuse, a lot of mental and emotional turmoil for him to even say he's been married that long. So men telling me they've been married for an extended period of time does nothing for me. I would like to hear women speak all of the joys of being married for so long without the turmoil that comes with it.
Wow.
Interesting take.
Oh man.
It's an interesting take.
I
say it all the time.
Read the debate because I want to say something.
Okay, go ahead. My bad. Because we get ready to go straight in.
Yeah. We gotta let the roomies know what's going on.
Okay. Roomies, was marriage made for men, companionship, or procreation?
Marriage was made for men when it came with cows and land, but it doesn't do that anymore. I mean, I think in a sense of now, it's marriage. A lot of times you hear women like, yo, it's the event of marriage. It's the event of it. But I think it sounds like she got sour apples, man, a little bit, man. It's just like, hey, if you want to lock in with somebody and be married and that's what y'all want to do, I don't think, and you don't want to be married for a long time, it's nothing weird about that.
You know, I always take it to the good book. Always. Okay. Because the problem is everybody coming up with their own definition of marriage.
Okay.
But Ephesians 5:25 say husbands need to love their wife as Christ loved the church. Now, if you follow that logic, then women will not be suffering, because if you love your wife like you love, I'm for real. And
I am gone.
You're the only one sitting here that's been married. You should know that.
Now,
let's talk about it. Why did you get married?
All right, let's talk about this.
Come on.
We have to talk about this. And I want to talk about the point that she's brought up.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree with,
because nobody should suffer in marriage if we're doing it right.
I don't think anybody should suffer,
Exactly.
but what I do think is that we have to have certain expectations, and we have to limit those expectations. A lot of times when women, like she was saying, when women get married, it's been, they want to get married based off the Disney experience. You know what I'm saying? Find your Prince Charming and live happily ever after. The problem is all you see is the courting stage, and then you get married, and nobody ever teaches the happily ever after and what comes with the happily ever after. A lot of women want to get married, but don't realize how much of a selfless job it has to be a wife. Okay. A lot of times, let me finish now.
Okay.
A lot of times when you
selfless.
And it's a selfless job. It's a selfless job for men
too. What kind of job is it for the man?
I'm telling you, it's selfless. It's selfless,
right?
For both. But what I'm trying to say is, when you say you want to get married, you need to say, I want to get married. I want to be of service to this person.
Yes.
A lot of times when I hear people, I'll be like, "Why you want to get married?" And they be like, "Well, you hear a lot of I." And if I hear you saying then marriage isn't for you, because marriage is a service thing. Husbands should be serving their wives, and wives should be serving their husbands. And unless you're sitting here talking about, oh, I would love to help enhance this person's life, then you're getting married for the wrong reason. And that's what I'm saying. It's like,
he got you, Keke.
No, he didn't.
No,
we agree.
We agree.
He's
I'm
saying my
saying,
point.
I'm just
when you look at from the girlfriend position, and this is why I say it's tougher on women than men. From the girlfriend position, when you do something nice as a girlfriend, a lot of times that gets praised immediately. Oh, thank you, baby. You made me my food, my this, you did. Oh, look how she made my bed. I'm so happy, from the girlfriend position. But when you become a wife, a lot of times guys start to expect those things. And then you lose the appreciation of those acts. It's almost like, well, you married, I'm paying the mortgage. You should have. All this should be done. And I'm not saying that it's wrong, but just I don't think that sometimes women think about that aspect of it as well.
It's a great aspect. And I just think when she said, I think it comes from when I said sour grapes, it's like, well, this woman put up with all of this abuse if she was married to a man for a long time. And I always like to look at things on both sides of the coin. Like, what was he putting up with? I think in any type of relationship, everybody's putting up with each other's mess. It's no one's taking that type of abuse, and you're not getting some type of abuse. And I hate to use the word abuse. If you're getting on each other's nerves, it's never just roses.
So you're saying that ain't just one side?
Yeah, because she said, I don't want to hear a man that says that he's been married for 20, 30 years, because that means the woman had to put up with a lot of abuse. I want to talk to the woman. No, I mean, in any long relationship, if you talk to people that have been married for long periods of time, or even in a long-standing relationship, they always say it's tough because they had to work it out on both sides.
Absolutely. But marriage is a partnership. So it's do for you. I do for you. You do for me. I think where she was speaking from is the ride or die mentality that a lot of women look at and think that that's cute. You rode, I rode and died, ride and die. We're not doing that no more. Okay. And if you get married for the right reasons, nobody needs to be riding and dying. Nobody need to die. We need to be happy. We need to do what's best for each other. We need to be a partnership. No one person in a relationship should have to suffer. So I get what she's saying from that aspect. And there is a culture of people out there who believe that they should put a woman through hell first before she is worthy to be their wife. And that's where the ride or die culture has come from. Don't act like it ain't true. When you see people put up posts and statuses like, we've been together 25 years and she been through ups and downs and took me through the storms and all of that. Why are you taking your wife through all of that? We don't need to be ride or dies first. So I think that's what she's speaking from. And a lot of women do experience that in marriage. Okay. However, as I always say, if we do it the right way, everybody wins. But it's nothing wrong. I'm not saying, I don't think you should ride and die. Absolutely not. But there will be ride and sacrifice. And, and sometimes women run from the discomfort of it. And what do men do? Because y'all don't stick through anything. Y'all don't stick through anything.
Well, let's look at Keke, if we look at the stats, 80-something% of divorces are filed by women.
Yeah, because we're getting physically abused, cheated on, financially abused, emotionally abused, mentally abused. So yeah, women, I'm going to file for divorce.
They go into the courthouse.
Absolutely.
Men are actually staying in it. And it's a lot of men being mistreated as well.
Absolutely.
But we're just used to sticking out through discomfort. And we like, this the person I chose, I'm going to make it work.
Are you serious?
And yes, and a lot of times and a lot of times our property is on the line, our kids is on the line, and the court system is not in our favor. So a lot of times we have more.
He's capping.
We got more.
I gotta disagree.
Yeah, would you have stayed in your situation if you was gonna stay?
What you talking about?
In your marriage?
Who filed?
I don't know who filed. I'm just asking you. Were you gonna stay?
Yes.
You would have rolled and died.
Yeah.
Yes, I was.
How do you know?
Because he told me.
You was there.
Yes, he was there. But no, I would have fought. I actually did fight.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But when the person wasn't, I ain't want to get nothing.
No,
but what I'm trying to say is, yes, absolutely. That's what we do. Men stick it out.
Oh, men stick it out.
I gotta give Zach. So Zach speaking from his perspective.
Yes.
And I had it as the older person on the show.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Zach's situation is rare. What happened in his situation to make him get a divorce? That's a rare situation. Most times, dudes, we know we jam it up. Most times, dudes.
I just feel like men.
I'm gonna get a marriage. Most marriage dudes then jammed it up.
Exactly. So yes, I'm filing for divorce. Yes.
We get, but a lot of times to that point, and we got to get ready to move on. But to that point is that a lot of times dudes fall into, all right, it's that time. You know what I mean? Everybody's feeling pressure. And you know damn well at 27, 28, 29, you're not really ready to get married. You got too much stuff going on. And you go ahead and walk the aisle with this woman. And then you know you're not done with what you're trying to do out here. And you end up messing up lives. So I will say a lot of times as men, that's why a lot of times you see guys that take women through what you would call quote unquote hell because they trying to figure it out. Do they really want to get married? They want to make sure. A lot of guys that do that today, it's not a bad thing because they don't want to get married and then
mess it up.
Exactly.
That's why I respect how you waiting, right? You waiting on the right moment.
Lord send her.
You just waiting.
I'm sending Sierra prayer for my wife.
Y'all need to do like Tone, just wait it out, okay? I'm waiting it out too. I should have been on my second divorce by now. You know what I'm saying?
See, y'all wait too long. So you got to do is you got to get in there and leave. Get back out there.
See what I'm talking
with
about?
Some experience.
Exactly.
All right, man. What we got, man?
You got to be young enough to bounce back. All right, now look. Let's talk about this, man. Kenny Burns, host of the self-titled podcast, is calling out people who wear fake jewelry. Watch this.
We had this conversation too about fake jewelry. Who said it was okay, player, to wear fake jewelry? Now, this don't define you as a morally corrupt human. This just shows you that you're willing to do whatever to be seen.
Message.
Ooh. Don't let that go over your head now. Because to wear something fake, that means you know it's fake. I'm not talking about you because it got tricked out your bread. But some of you because know it's fake and you choose to put it on. What did I say about you?
Yeah. All right.
Now, are rappers who wear fake jewelry keeping it real?
Yes. In this economy, bro, listen. I don't care about if you got it from the beauty supply or not. Do it look good? Is it shining? And if it look good to you, wear it. Why do I care about how much somebody spent on something? In this economy, it's so many other things we could be doing with our money than spending it on jewelry that really has no true meaning or value after you put it on. Then the way people getting robbed and getting ran up on, you walking around with all that money on you, and then you putting your life at risk. I want somebody to walk up on me and it's gonna be fake.
Well, Keke, I'm gonna tell you something.
What?
I lost some $200 earrings when I was in college, and never again was my earrings real.
Period.
From that moment on, I lost them earrings and said, "No, never again.
Yeah.
Give me the Claire special.
Period.
They shine just like real ones. Look, Tones is real, mine fake.
Can you tell the difference?
Yeah, well, I mean, it took me a while, and I made sure I had screwbacks. Because trust me, I lost plenty of earrings. But I'll say this. The fake jewelry stuff on a rapper doesn't bother me.
No.
It doesn't bother me because why are you getting close to your rapper? Oh, he got a fake Rolex on. He got a fake that. I don't care. It looks good on stage. It looks fire when he's taking pictures. Let him rock. Let him do what they're gonna do. It's not a big deal to me. Now, I think if you buying it for yourself and you just a regular person, you could do whatever you want to feel good.
Yeah.
But buying expensive jewelry, I did that dumbass thing. First thing I got some money, and I could have put a bunch of money down on cribs. I could have had a bunch of houses.
Exactly.
And you think about all of the dumb stuff you do. Jewelry is probably the worst investment you can make, unless it's a watch. I think jewelry is the absolute last thing you should get when you get some money. Even you can get designer clothes and you can resell your clothes. And people say, oh yeah, you could go get the jewelry. You never gonna get the jewelry. Is almost buying like a fancy car because you never gonna get the amount you paid for the jewelry back. So that's why when people talk about the fake jewelry stuff, I ain't really tripping. I'm not getting that close to you anyway. I don't care about your jewelry doing none of that.
I don't care at all. I want you to wear your fake jewelry and wear it proudly. The only thing I will say, engagement rings. No, I got to have a real one. Yeah. I can't don't come to me with no fake engagement ring. Nope. Zach. I take everything else from the beauty supply. Don't come to me with no fake engagement ring.
It's a moissanite.
No, I need you to really.
It's a lab diamond.
I need you to invest, in that piece.
Why?
Because I have to wear that forever, and it's a symbol of our love and our commitment. And I just feel like you should work really, really hard and save for that.
Okay, Keke, I got a thing. Okay.
What?
So, Keke, the gold around your finger,
yes,
that's real.
Okay,
that's real gold.
But what about the diamond?
But the diamond it's a little it's a lab.
Well, first of all, lab diamonds are real diamonds.
Come on now.
However,
yeah,
I would like a real diamond. I wanted you to go. I want you to go dig it up.
Ooh. I always said I would.
That's why I don't have no ring now. But I'm just saying, every other piece of jewelry can be fake.
I think I would get. I always said if I got an engagement ring, I would get the real one and the fake one, just in case.
Wow.
Just in case it didn't work out.
What?
And then when she washed her hands, I could switch it out.
You dirty.
Oh, you down. Let's go.
Talk about ride and die. Let's get into this, fellas. It is prom season, and our friend Justin Carter is back with another TSR Investigates. Let's check it out.
It's that season.
First of all, you don't have to be smart because I paid you in full.
Prom season. But apparently not everything that glitters
This is how it was sitting when I tried it on. Like this.
is gold. This prom dress designer getting hundreds of dollars from high school seniors for her custom gowns.
My dress is supposed to be $750.
We sent the whole $650 that day.
But this is what some of them say they've been getting, if at all.
I'm just going to reach out to Justin at TSR.
And that they did, from the online threats to the crash outs.
You little broke bitch like you get on my f***ing nerve.
The Shade Room is getting down to the bottom of it in a TSR Investigates exclusive.
Some of your customers are saying outright, you ruined prom for me.
And it was you guys trying to scam me.
People are threatening to shoot me.
Why are y'all attacking me?
I'm Justin Carter. This is TSR Investigates.
Source that people think of when they need to get to the bottom of. She said, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to Justin.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Secondly, would y'all care about, if your prom look wasn't all the way together, would you still go to prom and be excited, or would you just sit it out?
I got to be clean at prom.
Come on
now, Keke. It's prom.
Yeah.
I have to be clean. I got to have it on. If my prom is a little off, we have to go find the tailor that fixes it that day.
Mm-hmm.
Prom I'm last minute on pretty much everything in my life. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But prom was one of those things where I got my tux early. I wanted to try it on, make sure it fit me, and that I was clean and I had it on. At least I thought I had it on.
Yeah.
I look back at them pictures.
Yeah.
My colors was a little tacky, but in 2007, it looked nice.
Now, Tom, we know it's been a while.
When'd you go to prom?
Since you've been to prom.
Did
they have proms when you was in school?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We called it the dance.
Right.
I mean, you got to have it on. I mean, that's how I am in my real life. Anytime, I'm always gonna try. I'm coming outside. I'm gonna make sure I got it on. So,
yes, sir.
But I don't play with that type of I think that more times than not, the people making dresses and making tuxes, it never works out.
Mm-hmm.
It never works out. unless it's like a real deal. Taylor gotta somebody that's been in business for years. You know what I mean? Like it's got Barbara Bates. I'm going. You know what I mean? I'm going there. But just to play with Prom, I mean, it happened to me. I had the worst prom of my life. Shout out to the girl that ruined my prom. She knows who she is.
Oh,
what'd she do?
She wore a wig back when wigs. Now, when I went to prom, wigs weren't a thing. I want to let you know, like, y'all can wear wigs, Keke. Y'all look good. Them wigs are fire. This wig was trash. And I played football and I wrestled. And I played a lot of sports in high school. I had to walk in front of my teammates in my senior prom and get laughed at by everybody.
Because her wig was terrible.
It was, bro, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Did you take her straight home after prom?
I did.
I want to see the pictures.
I took man, if I showed y'all that picture, you'd laugh.
I
wouldn't do that to her. I just wouldn't do. We had to black her face out or something because I wouldn't want to do that to her. She's probably a mom or something like that. But you ruined my prom.
Dang.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
She probably got a good wig now, though.
I hope so.
She didn't even need a wig, though. That was the thing. Yeah. I guess she didn't get her hair done or something, but she didn't need a wig.
It was try to be a last minute fix, and it probably just didn't work.
I should have asked the hood girl in my class to go. I was scared of her. I was scared. And then she came up to me in the prom and was like, "You brought her to prom? I had to bring my cousin because your scary ass wouldn't ask me."
Dang.
Ain't nothing wrong when a girl call you scary ass. Ain't nothing good about that.
Nothing.
Ain't nothing
I
good.
don't know.
Ugh.
Yeah, don't play with me about prom and my wedding day. Those are two very important days for a girl. So if you don't have our dress together, don't play. Like, that's the day something serious can happen to you on them days. So, Jessica gets to the bottom of it. But fellas, let's talk about this. Now, that girl from prom didn't call.
She didn't call me, lady.
All right. Our forever First Lady, Michelle Obama, is saying young people are searching for an unrealistic pursuit of happiness. Let's take a look at what she had to say.
Most of life is just ordinary. You got to learn how to be happy alone. You got to be happy, a little bored. You got to be happy when things are hard. You got to learn how to be satisfied when you failed and things don't go your way, because all of that keeps you getting up. But I think there are a lot of young people who are searching for this impossible feeling of continuous happiness.
So, fellas, let me ask you this. Do you feel like Gen Z and millennials are expecting too much out of life?
I hate to say so. It sounds, you should always expect the most out of life. And you should always try to search for happiness. So I love Michelle Obama. I love her to death. But I think that I like their perspective on life. They always are looking to find joy. If you listen to a lot of Gen Z and millennials, they have vacations. They look for happiness in the midst of working, when a lot of us keep our head down the whole way and just work. So I like that mindset.
Yeah, I don't see nothing wrong with wanting a good life.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with the First Lady, though. I think we have sometimes unrealistic expectations, and it creates a level of disappointment, because for our generation and the generations behind us, they get on their phone and all they see is somebody living their happiness. And life is not that for real. You got to be able to go up and down. And we have so many kids who are like, "I'm depressed, I'm sad," and y'all ain't been through nothing. Okay, keep living. So I agree with her 100% on that. But
all right, guys, let's go ahead and get ready to switch it up. We got to take it to some politics. That's right. We're going to switch it up. We're going to talk TSR politics with political strategists and commentators, Angela Rye and Tamika Mallory. What's happening? What's up, ladies?
Hey there. How you doing?
Hey, queens.
How y'all doing?
What's up?
All right. Now, before we get into it, Tamika and Angela, let us know, millennials and Gen Zs, are they expecting too much out of life? Do you agree with what the First Lady is saying?
Yeah, well, I'll go first. First of all, Angela, I have no idea why you're outside. So, but that's
because I'm getting out the car. I'm getting out the car. I'm sorry. I'm getting out the car. I'll stay and do this in the car so that I'm not distracting. How about that?
She's supposed to be resting.
Okay. How about that?
She has been working so hard. She's been working so hard, and she really needs to be resting. But anywho, I agree with Michelle Obama, and I think both perspectives, the one that you shared just now in your response to what she said and what she said, are both true. Because I do know that dealing with young people, a lot of times one of the things that's causing so much depression, people feeling suicidal, people feeling like, they just can't handle life, is because their expectations are unrealistic. There are going to be moments in life when things are not going to be the best. You won't be the happiest. Sometimes you will feel lonely. You will feel overworked and whatever else, especially if you are working on a goal that is one that requires you to be in your personal bag. It's really hard. It's not easy. And yes, you should vacation and do all the things that you mentioned, because that does make it better. But there are moments when you might not even be able to do all of that. And you really have to be able to balance accepting that everything is not always going to be a good time. So I think it's both things.
Fair. What about you, Angela? What do you think about this?
You want to know how I feel about this for real? I feel like I need Michelle Obama and Barack Obama to be talking about something else. I really do. Like I hate the overgeneralizations around what our young people are and are not doing. I love them so much. I think that they are such great historical figures in our country, and I'm actually super disappointed with the ways that they're not engaging with what's going on right now. I'm grateful that President Obama said something about the Wisconsin Supreme Court election, but there was a voter ID ballot on the initiative that now makes photo ID, photo identification required in state elections, and now it can't be challenged because it is a constitutional amendment in the state. And so, what I really want from the Obamas is the same thing that required us to consider hope and change. I need for them to realize that we are in a crisis. This country is in crisis, and our people are going to experience it first. And that means that we have to be honest about what's before us. And it's not about judging millennials or zennials or boomers or Gen Xers. It's about making sure that we're clear about what is immediately before us. Michelle Obama is the same person that created When We All Vote. Right? She's the same person that told us that what we were up against, that this person got to go up an escalator and we had to climb up every stair. Well, that is even more the case now where they're dismantling DEI programs. I want her podcast to be about the crisis of the times. I want her podcast to look like a Cory Booker Senate debate on the floor. Like, this is what we doing. If I got to wear the pins to talk to y'all for 25 hours, that's what I want to do. So I need them, and this is my request to the Obamas with all due respect. Please talk about something else. I don't want to talk about your brother being divorced. I don't want to talk about what millennials and zennials ain't getting right. I don't want to talk about social media unless we're talking about how they are tricking the algorithm so you can't see our content when we're talking about our survival. And I would love to see them on the State of the People tour, which I think we are here to talk about today.
Yeah, we are going to talk about it, but we also going to touch on because that was wow.
Yes, honey. She said, "Get to work." Get to work.
Right. We're also going to talk about Cory Booker holding the Senate floor for 25 hours that you mentioned. Some of the roomies are applauding his marathon, and a lot of our roomies are saying, "So what? I'm tired of symbolic gestures." Angela, start with you. What are your thoughts about Senator Booker's 25-hour speech?
Well, I want to tell you, shout out to my Substack that I just started. Tamika. Also, shout out to my sister who wrote her second book. It is a memoir. She is on book tour right now, and she still carved out time to be with us this evening. So, Tamika, I hope you talk about this too, because she is not a woman of symbolic gestures. She's a woman that lays it all on the line all the time, and one of my greatest inspirations. So, thank you, T. I will say, with Senator Booker, this wasn't just symbolism to me. This was about getting the American people to focus on how dire the circumstances are. This gesture was not just symbolic because it lets us know in real time that it's in crisis enough for him to starve himself to fast for 3 days before even making the attempt, and to dehydrate himself for almost 24 hours so that he wouldn't have to go to the bathroom. He did different than what Strom Thurmond did. I learned this on our podcast. Tiffany told us that Strom Thurmond, when he filibustered the Civil Rights Act of 1957, he didn't have to leave the floor because he had a bucket to piss in. right? So he didn't
Wow.
even have to leave on the floor. He had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Cory Booker stood 10 toes down to let the American people know that we are facing a fascist regime. I think that is the type of leadership we need. What is sad about it is that he's the only one that has stood so far. This should be happening every single day. It
That's
should
right.
have happened on the other side of the continuing resolution that 10 senators, including the current minority leader, Chuck Schumer, who should be forced to step down, voted for. This is something very different. It looks very different. And what I think is good about what Cory did, even with the flat sides, is he met the moment. And what we're requiring of leadership, regardless of party right now, is for people to meet the moment. So they can say it's symbolism, but I would just ask the roomies that you're talking about, what are y'all doing?
Hello.
What are y'all
Okay.
actually doing?
Okay.
And I would just, and I would say, I want to make sure we underscore the Strom Thurmond point, right? Because
Yes.
if it was symbolism, he would not have used his time and in fact broke a record before Cory Booker broke his record to try to block us from our civil rights. I mean, obviously, people think that filibuster is pretty important. If he stood for however many hours, I don't care to repeat his record. I just know that the record of Cory Booker is more, and that's what's important. But obviously, he thought it was important. And so why would we say when someone is standing up for our rights that it's symbolism when there are other folks that understand the importance of such an act when it comes to attempting to prevent us from advancing in this society? And I don't think that Strom Thurmond should hold any record at all. And so what Cory Booker did was very, 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 very significant. I'm very proud of his work. And it doesn't mean that we can't also challenge him and other senators, particularly the Black folks, to say, you know, we should be standing up on other issues as well. We have to make sure that we're not in a zero-sum game, that we have an attitude that if someone is not necessarily doing something over here, that it means that the work that they are doing is invaluable. We have to be able to see and move people by being strong advocates that are not working against them, but working alongside them and making sure that we nudge them every step of the way to do better, to go deeper, to think about things that may be in blind spots for them, and also to check some of the hypocrisy that exists within all of us, actually. And so I don't want anyone to miss the moment of what has happened in history. It is going to go down not just as the longest time period, but if you listen to what he said, and I think people should go back and listen to different parts of his speech where he lays out the history of many things that have happened in our society. He talks about issues that are incredibly important to Black folks and to other vulnerable communities. And it's just too important for us to fumble it by not having a full understanding of what it takes to sacrifice that type of time and that type of energy.
Love that.
I love it.
Love that
Yes.
response. Love the response.
Because he did a lot more than most.
Absolutely.
But let's talk about this. You guys mentioned it earlier. State of the People. Angela, what is it? Tell the roomies all about it.
Yeah, so speaking of a marathon, on the night of Donald Trump's joint address, the day, we actually went from midnight to about 12:10 a.m., so a little over 24 hours, and we launched the State of the People marathon. And during that time, we let up the American people know all of the things that Donald Trump is doing via executive action, executive order, memoranda from varying agencies and posts within the Trump administration. We also talked about the challenges in court to stop some of those executive actions. And one of the things that we were told as soon as we finished is like, great, now what y'all doing next? And so we were like, something, we gonna have something. And so we decided to hit the road, just like New Edition or the Fugees. We got a reunion tour happening basically, where we
Not
have
like a
brought
Fugees, please.
and it could be like the Bloods and the Crips too. Look, we all together. And sometimes you know, desperate situations call for desperate measures. And again, I cannot say enough. We are a nation in crisis. And so we have pulled together folks, Tamika can attest to this, people that don't even like each other. are working together on this tour. It's called the State of the People Power Tour because it is the right thing to do. The moment requires us to do something different, to be bold, to move courageously, and move on behalf of our people. What this moment requires is liberation for Black people. And that means that we have got to pull together. We have to go meet the needs of communities. We're starting with 10 cities. We're going to be in Atlanta first. Y'all are getting breaking news because the press release isn't even out, but we're going to go to Atlanta first on April 25th. We're hitting 10 cities. There are over 100 organizations signed on a national level, and that doesn't even include the local host communities and the local leads in each of these cities. We are making sure that people know that their needs locally is important. And so we're ensuring that we are lifting up the work that is already happening on the ground all over this country. We are going to start first with a day of service, a day of what we're calling relief and resilience. And that is the way for us to straight to the community. We hear you, we see you, and we know that you've had needs regardless of who's in office. This isn't just about politics. This is about our livelihood, our ability to survive, our ability to come together and meet needs in the worst of times. And so that's day one of the tour. Day two will be about workshops and a rally and exhibit space to ensure that every single need that our people have, from drinking water, clean drinking water, to expungement of records, that those needs can be met. I wake up every morning right now and I'm saying we have everything we need. God, thank you. And that is the truth across the board. Our community is so resilient. It is so talented. It is filled with every single thing we need from the national level to the local level. And that's why we're doing this. So we hope that you all will sign up to attend, sign up to volunteer, sign up to lead a workshop, sign up to join us as a partner. And you can do that by going to stateofthepeople.com. It's stateoftheppl.com because, you know, domain names it's tight real estate these days. So it's stateoftheppl.com.
Put that in the comments.
Now,
Yes.
now Tamika, what part will you be playing for the State of the People Power Tour?
Well, first of all, I'm so excited to be a part of this Voltron group of individuals that have come together with various skills to make up a body of dope organizers. The work that we've been doing has been around the clock, and it reminds me of some of the incredible work that I've been engaged with on the ground in communities for many, many years, but it's definitely on a super high level because the chief of staff of Black America is Angela Rye, and she does not, I don't know when she sleeps. I don't know how she does it, but somehow she keeps us all focused and keeps all of our skill sets really working to make this thing happen. And I'm very, very grateful and also very proud of Angela for stepping into her greatness and her leadership in this moment. And so thanks, Angela. I appreciate and love you. And I'm an organizer. That's what I do. I've been organizing for a very, very long time. I was thinking the other day that it's been almost 30 years, more than 30 years of my life that I have in some capacity been a part of organizing grassroots efforts. And so, I'm bringing those skills of knowing how to work in communities and to work with people. I have great administrative skills as well that came from years and years of having no money to hire anybody and having to do the job myself. And so there's that. But I'm excited that we're going to be uplifting the local communities around this country that have solutions already. There are folks out there that are keeping their communities safe. They're gardening, they're educating their children. They're doing so many things that we're going to have to lean into during this particular time that we're in. And it's not to say that we should not always be looking at self-sustainable models to address the needs of our community. But in this particular time, if you're paying attention, you know that there's some dangerous stuff that we're dealing with, and we have to design and create spaces that protects our community outside of the system. And there are people who've already been doing that because they've never been able to depend on local or federal government, quite frankly, to really lean in and help their communities. And with that being said, I'm looking forward to meeting new people, to uplifting their voices, to hearing from them, and to organizing alongside the local communities and just really getting an opportunity to use our platforms to allow them to be seen by the world, because there are so many powerful people that do so much work every single day. And I meet those people every time I hit a city. I never, ever, matter of fact, I got checked one time, probably 20 years ago, about showing up in a community and thinking that I knew something. They sat me down and told me, let us educate you. And I went and sat down and learned. And when I left, I was stronger. I was smarter. My tools have been sharpened. And that's what I know is going to happen on this tour. And the last thing I'll say is that there are people out there that are feeling really stressed. They're feeling nervous. They feel real concerned. And they're saying, is anybody doing anything? Like, what is happening? What are we doing here? And I think this tour gives folks an opportunity to see that we're on the wall. We're staying on the wall. We're doing the work, and we have not forgotten our communities. And we know that all of us together will be the force that's needed to meet the challenge that we're dealing with in this moment.
Well said, Tamika. Well said.
I just want to
All right.
say, I want to say really quick,
Mhm.
Tamika's busy giving me my flowers, but I want you all to understand this woman is in the middle of a book tour. And she talked about administrative. There's not anything that we can call on Tamika to do that she won't. Like, people see her mobilizing, they see her outside, and they think that that's just it, that she just showed up and the thing came together. This is one of the hardest working women for Black people. And I just want to make sure that we understand that we know that she's taken a lot of hits for us. And I think that there are moments like these that call for us to just appreciate you publicly. Tamika, your book is up. Good. Put the book up, y'all. Thank you. It's so
Yeah.
important
Yeah.
for her to hear that. And I know you don't need it, T. You're gonna do the right thing no matter what. But I do want all of you to know, all of you watching, how hard
Thank
she's
you.
working for us. We learn from her every single day. She is 1,000% right. We are not trying to Bigfoot anybody in the communities. We want to make sure that we are working alongside of you. And Tamika
Yeah.
is a great model for that. So we thank God for you, sis.
Thank you. Thank you, Angela. Thank you so much. And I just want to make sure folks know, because I already know that in the back of people's mind, they'll be thinking, oh, a tour, that means somebody's making some money. This is all volunteer. We are volunteering our services. So that means we have to do the book tour, the podcast, the entrepreneurial stuff that we do also, so that we can still pay mortgages and rents and car notes
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
food on the table, and at the same time do this work because we're passionate about it. And why I say it's Voltron is because you have other groups that are working in this space with us. Black Voters Matter, Live Free, and the Black Church Action Fund, and so many. Gary Chambers, who you all know and have had on in the past, Wes Moore, yes, the NAACP, so many groups. I don't want to
You
get
said Westmore, you mean West Bellamy,
I'm
but
sorry.
Westmore could come.
Sorry.
Westmore could come, but it's West Bellamy.
Dr. West Bellamy. I'm sleepy too. The tour got me sleepy.
I know you've been working.
You know, so many people that we'll never be able to call the names, because when I say it's a lot of folks, I mean there's a lot of people of all age groups that are involved in helping us to center ourselves and make sure that this is worthy of our community's attention. And so it feels good to do it, because at least one thing we'll say is that whenever we experience trauma, it makes people come together. And so if there's anything that this tour, that this particular moment in history will do, is force us to come and be in community with one another and not focus so much on individual needs, but focus on us as a whole.
I love it. The Voltron reference. You got me anyway. That's my favorite cartoon. Now, to you guys both, what would you say to our roomies about what's at stake and why should they be involved? So, I mean, speak to it. I know you guys touched on it a little bit, but, just speak right to the roomies and let them know.
You know, I would say first, I want to, because I know I came in kind of hot with the former First Lady and President. I want to also invite them to join us on this tour, because I think it's important for people to see a united front across ideologies for Black folks, right? I think that is so imperative. We talk all the time about Black people not being monolithic, and that's true. That doesn't mean that we have to stay divided. We cannot have the same ideas about every single thing and still know that it's needed for Black liberation. This moment requires us to almost go into a second reconstruction. It requires us to shift all of the ways that it requires, our parents would say, go and get that good government job. Well, they're firing people from those good government jobs. The things that we could count on, healthcare in this country, healthcare is being challenged. Whether or not the vaccine is being challenged, whether or not folks can make minimum wage.
Hey, Angela, I want to cut across for you. We got you froze on the screen, and it's kind of jumpy. And I know what you're saying is powerful, so I don't want to lose you. I don't know if you want to get under some Wi-Fi real quick. You got to go in the house because you were
Tamika tag team, and then I'm gonna go in the house.
Okay.
Yeah. Tamika, we actually had a question for you. Zach, you had a question for Tamika, right?
You know, like you said, you've brought it up a couple times that you're on a book tour. Tell us about the book and briefly let us know what you want folks to take away from it.
Well, you know, my book is very different from what people know me for. Most folks know me more aligned with my first book, which is called State of Emergency. And in that book, I'm talking about America and my theory of change for the nation. But this book is a memoir, and it is really a coming of age story, which lays out all the things from a pink bedroom in the projects as a little girl with a little strawberry toy box and some kente cloth dolls, you know, all the way through many of the things that some who have followed me for a long time, they are aware of. They watch me grow through and go through growing pains. You know, unfortunately or fortunately, oftentimes when you are living in the public, we go through those things and everybody gets to see it just because that's the nature of being a public figure. And so I've been through a lot, you know, and I think that even at this point, I did not believe that a 42-year-old person, because at the time I was 41 or 42 when I started writing this memoir, I did not believe that I had a story that people would want to hear. I didn't think so. I thought you needed to be at least about 70, 75 years old. You have and I wanted to be able to call the names of the people who hurt my feelings. If you stepped on my toe, I wanted to be able to say it's you and you, but they need to either be dead already or almost about to die, right? That's what I thought.
Yes.
That's what I thought. But, you know, Charlemagne the God, who is my publisher, Black Privilege Publishing is his company. I was the first book on his imprint. And he, along with the publishing team, said to me, we know you have a story because we've watched it. We've been a part of it in writing the first book. When I was writing my first book, I was doing it while living in Kentucky, fighting for Breonna Taylor under police surveillance and wannabe white supremacist surveillance. So they were there to see the tears and the struggle and the raising money and the fighting for Breonna and they were just like, you know what, this is a powerful story. And the thing that Charlemagne knew that most people didn't is that I had an issue with addiction to pain pills coming out of the Women's March, which was incredible in terms of 6 million people around the world that we mobilized. And I'm grateful to have been a part of that. But the stress of working alongside white women who many of them had not done any work, so they were still using their white tears and not understanding how dangerous that can be for women and people of color. And it almost killed me. And so, you know, and I'm not saying that I got on the pills only because of that. The pills became a part of dealing with trauma that had been packed away, things I never dealt with, didn't have a therapist, didn't have nobody to talk to, didn't deal with sexual assault, didn't deal with imposter syndrome, didn't deal with whoever, again, stepped on my toes. And then when I went through the Women's March, the impact was so heavy, I couldn't maintain. I didn't have the tools. And as a result of that, I started to numb myself. And there's a lot of people out here who are numbing. They're numbing with all types of things, from alcohol to gambling to sex to shopping. And, you know, there's so many different food addictions. And I thought that my story, just showing people from the beginning that I'm just a regular girl like any other girl that's out there trying to climb the ladder, trying to find their way, and going through being a single parent because my son's father was murdered, to all of the accomplishments in between, and still hitting the brick wall of becoming addicted. Somebody needs to hear that story. There's somebody that's listening who will say, you know what? I'm going through some stuff. I might not talk about it, but I'm glad to know that someone else made it on the other side. And I think that's what I Live to Tell the Story is about. And it's actually getting in the hands of folks who are calling me like, yo, I see myself in this story.
I can't wait to read it. I cannot wait.
Yeah,
y'all gotta send, have your producers send your addresses to Angela's folks, since they coordinated, and I'll make sure to get you all a book.
Thank you.
Only if you promise to do two things. After you read it and you know how great it is, I need you to send it to somebody else. And I want you to buy one at that point and send it to someone else. And the other thing is to have me back on to talk about it after you guys have an opportunity to read it for yourselves.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right, fair enough. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Shout out to Angela Rye. Shout out to Native Land Pod. I mean, make sure you tap in with them. We appreciate you, sisters, man. Keep going, doing that powerful work.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you all so much. We appreciate you, and stick with the State of the People Power Tour. We hope that you all will become partners in making sure that folks know where we are, what we're doing, and, you know, even come out to some tour dates yourself, because this is for all Black people, not just some folks, not just the bougie, not just the corporate, not just the folks with the button up. We want everybody, and especially those who have been considered disposable by the system and by other people who look like us. We want to make sure that they feel that there's a place for them, not just to be at the event, but to be organizers to help make sure that it fits the needs of your local community.
Absolutely.
I love that.
For sure. Thanks again, Tamika. Thank you for stopping by.
All right. Take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I cannot wait to read that book, man.
Powerful lady.
Yeah, she's dedicated her entire life to the movement.
What Angela like one of our first guests when we first started the show?
I want to say,
Yeah.
I
think she was.
Tamika's been on quite a few times too. So we have to support them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, roomies, we've been a lot of places today. Okay. We've talked about a lot. We've covered a lot, but we'll be back next week with more Shade Room headlines, debates, and of course, trending topics.
And if you have a tip, a scoop, something you want us to discuss, just hit us up.
Yeah, of course. And remember, until next time, represent the culture with excellence. Get me a whoop, 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 whoop.